So now, how to meditating on the taking. Taking means taking others' suffering upon ourselves through meditation. So how do we meditate on taking? There are two stages to meditation on taking. One, meditation on taking, focusing on all living beings. And two, meditation on taking, focusing on particular living beings. Particular living beings. In the past stage, meditation on taking, focusing on all living beings. We should focus on the assembly of all living beings, entire living beings, without exception, and with from the depth of our heart, with a caring attitude or loving kindness or cherishing them, with a caring attitude towards all living beings, or with a cherishing for all living beings. Then we think. We should think following. These living beings, focus on all living beings without exception, with a caring attitude, with a cherishing them, with a loving kindness, or cherishing them. Then we think these living beings experience the cycle of human suffering, animal suffering, and the sufferings of hungry gods, helping demigods, and gods in their countless future lives without choice. No one gives them permanent liberation from this suffering. How wonderful if all these living beings achieved permanent liberation from suffering. May they achieve this. I myself will work to accomplish this. They're making determination. I myself will work to accomplish this. This aim. How wonderful if all these living beings achieved permanent liberation from suffering. May they achieve this. I myself will work to accomplish this aim. I must do this. And then, in thinking in this way, we imagine that the sufferings of all living beings have gathered together in the aspect of black smoke. This dissolves into our ignorance of self-grasping and self-cherishing at our heart. All living, the sufferings of all living beings have gathered together in the aspect of black smoke. This dissolves into our ignorance of self-grasping and self-cherishing at our heart. We then strongly believe that all living beings have achieved permanent liberation from suffering. And our ignorance of self-grasping and self-cherishing ceases permanently. We meditate on this belief single-pointedly without distraction for as long as possible. we should practice this meditation continually with a great effort, so that we can purify our mind quickly. We can accumulate great collection of merit, and we will rub in our potential of ability to benefit all living beings. Understanding, contemplating these benefits, we should encourage yourself to practice this meditation continually. We should know that the meditation taking, focusing on all living beings that I giving you now, explained it, This meditation gives meditation on taking, focusing on all living beings, gives us immeasurable meaning in this life and in our future lives. For example, a Heruka practitioner, although he is not real Heruka, however, when he meditated on the sub-generation of Heruka, he believed that he is Heruka. He strongly thinks, I am Buddha Heruka. This belief is wisdom. Although he is not real Heruka, but his believing view is wisdom, and is the quick path to enlightenment. In the same way, although living beings actually have not achieved permanent liberation from suffering, however, when we meditate on taking, focusing on all living beings, we believe that all living beings have actually achieved permanent liberation from suffering. This belief is wisdom, and is the quick path to enlightenment. In truth, reality, with respect of this view, wisdom, living beings, all living beings, I can say, with respect of this belief or wisdom, all living beings actually achieved permanent liberation from suffering. How? As a mere imputation. In truth, there is no any single phenomenon other than as mere imputation. Everything exists as a mere imputation. There is no any phenomenon other than as mere imputation. So we imputed with wisdom, believing all living beings achieve permanent liberation from suffering. With this, with the respect of this view or wisdom, in this point of view, all living beings actually achieved permanent liberation from suffering. How? As mere imputation. There's no any single object other than as mere imputation. And everything, if we search with the wisdom, everything like empty like space. There's no suffering sentient being which exists from its own side. And there's no suffering living beings which we see now. Does not exist. Do not exist. Living beings exist as a mere name. Their suffering exists as a mere name. Their liberation, permanent liberation, also as a mere name. So one different point. Like as I said, bodhicitta can be vehicle, bodhicitta can be part. Generally, vehicle and part cannot be one of the impossible. But from one point of view, it is a vehicle. Other point of view is a part. From one point of view, sentient being experience suffering. Other point of view is permanent liberation from suffering. So therefore, everything depends practitioners' way of understanding things. Practitioners, how much they have ultimate view, realization of ultimate view. We also normally believe ourselves that we normally actually exist. We believe, and that we everything I needed, we working for them, same, So like this, you can. It is not just like imputation by ignorance. It is imputed through wisdom. So tantric practice are almost like this, with the respect of this belief in our meditation, saying all sentient beings achieve permanent liberation. With this respect of this belief, or in this wisdom, all living beings achieved permanent liberation. How? As mere imputation. In truth, there is no any phenomenon other than as mere imputation. The meditation on focusing on all living beings brings the ultimate resource of our turning into part. So it is the same as a tantric practice. Tantric practice brings resource into the part and using now. So that makes our ability to benefit all living beings quickly rapid, which is a Buddha nature. So it's a quick part, quick part. You should know this technical method information. Generally in the book, not clearly, but we should use our own wisdom to understanding how imply, teachings giving previous Kadampa scholars and recently teachers imply this kind performed instructions,